everyone, this is WanQ. Welcome back to my channel. This is part 2 of interviewing Yeong Park. If you haven't seen part 1, it's amazing. Go check it out. The link is up there somewhere, or just subscribe to my channel and go to my page. You can find the video as well. So this is part 2. Just a reminder, Yeong Park is the Assistant Director for Career and Professional Development for International Student. He serves as a career advisor at University of Illinois at Urbana-Champaign Career Center. We are very lucky to have him. He's helped so many international students over the past, and I personally benefited from his advising appointments and even his program, a career program for international students here at University of Illinois. So without further ado, let's continue our conversations.
A lot of international students encounter a language barrier when they are finding jobs or networking in the US, and it's affecting their confidence, even their performance. So what do you think about this issue, and what advice would you give?
Okay, so I came to the US after I turned 40. So think about how challenging, the speaking English in your daily professional life. You may be lucky, more lucky than me, right? Because most of you came to the US early in your life. So, but still, if you're struggling with the language things, the mindset you may want to take is don't be feeling sorry about your accent of your English, right? So sometimes I'm using this joke. What is the frequently used languages in the world? The answer is not English. I'll say it's a broken English, right? In the world, there are so many English speakers who don't have a perfect command of English, but we are communicating in English because we are living and studying in the US. That's why we may feel, the level of our English would be judged and assessed and evaluated by our peers or our faculties or our potential employers. They may be true or not, but we don't have to think because my accent is very different from American native speakers. That's why, they may not hire me, right? Because some American people may not familiar with our accent. Then, if you have time to working a little longer or interacting longer with them, at some point they may be understanding gradually your accent. Then, the communication has no problem or less problems. So that is the important mindset I want you to take. But still, the increasing your language proficiency, English proficiency is still important. Especially when you are applying for the jobs for where communication skills are very highly important. I know most of jobs requiring strong communication skills in writing and verbal. Please, when you're students, please join the student clubs or groups. Then don't just be a member. Participate. Also, raise hands again. Don't limit your involvement or your commitment tied with your title you are getting in that group. If you're a freshman or you're first-year master students, still you can contribute to that group as one of the leaders, even though you don't have any title of chair or president or vice president. If you are very passionate in your volunteering for that group, you can get a chance to be a leader of the projects, right? So that's the American culture. So that is very important. So while you are leading or while you're a big part of the project, then absolutely the chances or opportunities in communicating with others. Sometimes you may be struggling, after the coming home back, then, what did I say today? I made a mistake. But you are learning through that experience. That's why reflection is important. If you noticed, some student didn't understand what you're saying, then you have to think, why? Then you can ask your friend, right? Or your friend, your peers. please, give me some feedback on what I said to you today. Which part was confusing you, right? So being open-minded in bringing those, the discussion on the table will be very important. Many international students, they think, oh, they didn't understand my accent. Then later, that they may be, becoming more silent next time. Or if the American people is asking back, what did you say? What did you say? You know what? This is very natural reaction between the people who are speaking different accent, different English, different kinds of English. That's why, asking or explaining or paraphrasing again what you said is totally fine. Don't think apologetic again, right? So you can explain in a different ways, totally fine. So I think that is very important. But also, some practical advice, for this area is having a good friends, who is native speakers. That is very helpful because you may want to have some people, whenever you don't understand well, then you can ask them, right? Also, my case, when I was a graduate student, I met my English tutor weekly base. So meeting with my tutors were very helpful for me because many of the people you are talking to daily life may not correct your mistakes or wrong use of vocabulary. But if you get a sense, when you notice that some people may not understand what you said, you can ask your tutors, hey, WanQ, or hey, Yeong, I said, I used this expression, but I think they didn't understand very well. What do you think about these expressions, right? So getting some feedback from those people who are willing to help me entirely, the commitment, with entire commitment, then, you can get a good learning experience. Then, based on the suggestion of my tutor, I tried a different expression to deliver same messages next week. Then I can see different reactions, American people or our peers. Then when they're smiling or laughing, oh, makes sense. This sounds better. This will be better understood by them, right? So I think this kind of effort may be needed as the non-native speakers. I know this is not just an issue for students. Even there are so many international employees working in the US are still learning English, right? So, that's my thoughts.
Bottom line is that don't let this discourage you. Like what you say matters more, like what you want to express and your thoughts and your content is much more valuable or more important than some accent or grammar or sentence structure, whatever. And then getting a tutor really helps. There are services like coaches and stuff right now in the market. So
So once you think about how Yeong as a non-native speaker who came to the US, after turning 40, are able to work in this position for 10 years. They make some values, right?
Yeah.
The people make value from me. So, they may not value my English, to be honest, but the contents, knowledges, my reflection, my experience, and my perspectives may be working for international students. That's why students keep coming. The students keep coming back to my services and my programs, right? They may be not coming to me to listen to my English. So, So good point, WanQ.
And if any American disrespect you because of your English, then they are the jerk. They are the person who needs to change, not you. Okay, moving on. What are some of the strengths that international students have and are sometimes underrated even by ourselves, right? By ourselves, we are underrating some of the strength that we have and sometimes overlooked by companies or employers.
Many things are popping up in my head now. First, don't be apologetic for you are not native English speakers. We are already most likely bilingual or trilingual or multilingual. Many American people don't have those skills, right? So when you understand, these days the businesses are operating, absolutely, it's global, absolutely global. Even though English is, the most often used languages in business now, but still all of these companies want to learn their business global level, or at least even though they are doing the domestic business so far, but they have some dreams of expanding their business to other countries. That's why your bilingual, trilingual, with a deep understanding of different cultures is a big capital, big asset you can bring to them. Even though, the foreigners, don't think, we are discriminated when they're saying we don't sponsor you. Because there is another factor, when you're looking at the job market of a country, because the job market, mostly in the countries, job market may want to protect their nationals first, right? Then if there is any positions which are not filled by domestic people, then the market will be open to foreigners. There is very natural principles of opening their job market to foreigners. So that's why we are seeing a lot of STEM jobs are now open to foreigners in the US because of the demand and supply principles, right? So regardless of that part, the multilingual, also we are, because including me and WanQ, you yourself, we already came to different countries for our academic programs, which means we already took a risk in our life, right? We may be feeling very comfortable while staying in my home country. We already knew, I cannot speak in my daily life or professional life, my home languages. Also, I don't have many friends, living in the US. Also, I have to get used to, right? New style of life. And so we already took the risk, or your parents already took the same risk, right? So you already have a first-hand experience of risk-taking. There is a very, very important experience compared to other people who haven't done that. Also, again, revisiting the understanding of multicultural things, we are going through different cultures already. So now, in the US, you may have seen a lot of news articles or YouTube videos talking about diversity issues in the US, right? So valuing diversity is one of the big societal trend or values, the people want to recognize or protect or want to keep, right? So regarding that, I think, our being international students, is also absolutely and naturally increasing our natural understanding on diversity issues. Because we already understand how important diversity would be in our society around us. So if you're working in any actual industry or companies, probably you may be the advocate for diversity topics at workplace, understanding on the delicate issues, or at least you can be an advocate, or at least sometimes you maybe intervene when you observe some kind of inappropriate situations, right? So you are sensitive in diversity topics, based on our background, maybe also helping us be more, I think, advanced or more qualified being a part of the job market or force, of the US, yeah, in that sense. That's the things, the popping in my head. I don't want to say, the international students are better in technology or understanding or technical things compared to American people. It may be making sense for some areas, but not always true.
Yeah.
So, but I know, some countries, international students are from are very highly valuing the high-tech industry. That's why, if you are exposed to those high-tech industry already, then, I saw some international students are very swiftly, applying their knowledges to actual technology areas, which is amazing. It may be, yeah, making sense for some student, but not every international student case. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm sure, like, also, I think there are some qualities that we bring from our own culture that is like unique, but is really good. For example, like Asian cultures tend to like value education more or value academic more. And like, that could be like one of our strong suit.
That is all I have for you guys. I hope you really enjoyed our conversation. If you would like to see more content like this, please subscribe, like, and share it with your friends. I hope that we can help more international students survive and thrive in the United States. So yeah, and if you want to see more guests in the future, please comment down below or send me a private message, contact me however you can. I would love to invite more guests on my YouTube channel and talk about their experience as well. So yeah, thank you so much.